Hi, I'm here today to show you how to use VirtualBox to run macOS on a Windows machine. I had tried to do this in the past using other tutorials and had spent a lot of time trying to fix a lot of errors that I've seen out there. So that's why I'm creating this tutorial now. Here is the VirtualBox software. You will need to download that. The link is in the description below. And you will also need the macOS operating system. The download is also in the description below. And once you have those downloaded and you have VirtualBox installed, it will look like this. Just ignore this VirtualBox. This is my personal VirtualBox right here that I've been working with. So in order to create a new VirtualBox, we're going to click here on New. And for the name, I always like to type in macOS dash and then which operating system it is. Sierra, and then we're going to put 2 only because I've got a macOS Sierra already. When you type it in like this, it will automatically populate the type and the version. Go ahead and change your memory size over here to 4096. Don't worry about this, just make sure it's on Create and go ahead and click Create. All the defaults here are fine. Go ahead and click Create and give it a moment so it can get in our list here. Alright, so before we can actually run this VM, we have to configure it. So in order to do that, let's go ahead and click on Settings, and we're going to go into System. Now, the boot order here is important. You don't have a floppy for this, so I would just select it and move it down. Make sure that you've got optical and hard disk checked. On the processor tab, I would bump this up to 4 processors. And then let's see, let's go to the display. Under video memory, we want to go ahead and bump that up to 128. Rest of this is fine. And storage. So this gets a little tricky here, but it's fairly simple. So you're going to see your controllers here. You're going to see the VDI file, which is fine. It's necessary for the install. But you're going to see this one that says empty. Go ahead and remove that because we don't need it. And what we're going to do is we're going to hit this plus sign down here and we're going to add another controller. And go ahead and click on this plus sign here. And yeah, we're okay with that. So go ahead and browse to wherever you have the ISO downloaded to. And if you've done this all correctly, this is what it looks like. Go ahead and hit audio. I like to uncheck this. Go to the network tab. And right here at advanced, go ahead and click there, and that'll get you this menu. And you want to click on port forwarding. And in the new window, go ahead and add a new row. And we're going to name this SSH. Protocol TCP, let's leave that. Your host IP is 127.0.0.1, which is localhost. Your host port is 2222. Guest IP is 10.0.2.15. And your guest port is 22. So go ahead and make sure that everything looks exactly the same here and hit OK. And we are done configuring this. Now the next thing that we need to do is actually go into command prompt, and I'll show you how to do that here. So what we need to do here at command prompt is change into the directory where VirtualBox is installed. So if you left it at defaults, it's going to look like this. Of course, hit enter and your prompt will show your path there. And then what we need to do is one at a time go ahead and copy and paste all of these here. I will have these in the description box below. Just make sure to use Control V when you're trying to paste into command prompt. So go ahead and hit enter there. One thing you should realize is that if you change the name of your VM, you're going to have to change that here. But since this is the name of our VM, there's nothing to change. Just a few more here. And last one. All right, and that is it. Provided you did it correctly, you shouldn't get any error messages in here. And from here, you just need to close out command prompt. So at this point, what we want to do is open up Oracle VirtualBox, and you'll see your VM here. And then you just want to hit start. And with any luck, we will get this started up. It should go to this black box for a bit with a whole lot of information on it. And it should go to a gray screen here in a moment. So all of this is normal. You may see some errors and warnings, but that's okay. All right, so we are at the Mac setup screen, progress screen. You got a progress bar with the Apple logo. And in a moment, we'll go through the install. Okay, so here we are at the Mac installer. Obviously, you want to choose English for this and hit next. Okay. At this screen, you don't want to hit continue. What you want to do first is go to the top here. You may have to scroll up like I did and hit utilities and go to disk utility. Alright, so that will bring up the disk utility. On the left side, you're going to see the hard drive here, and of course the base system. Don't worry about these, but this is the one that you want to worry about, and you want to go ahead and click on erase. So is it going to erase? Yes, it is. All right. And now what it's asking for is, what do you want to name the new hard drive? So for me, it's always Macintosh HD. I never put spaces, even though real Macs do have a space there, but I guess I'm old school that way. And go ahead and click on erase. And that's done. So then what you want to do is you want to scroll up to here, disk utility, and quit disk utility. That'll bring you back to your installer page. Here's where we want to hit continue. And pretty much from here, this is just the basic installer. There's nothing really tricky here. Just need to agree, choose your hard drive that you just named, and hit continue. Now this is going to take a while, and that's normal. And when it's done, it will go into the setup wizard to set up a user on your Mac. I hope that this tutorial was helpful, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. As always, I do appreciate the subscribe and the thumbs up if you enjoy this video. Thanks.